Ernest, thank you very much indeed for joining me. And now, I don't know much about you, other than you wrote a piece last week for Rolling Stone magazine saying cancel culture is good for democracy. So I'm going to come to that ludicrous premise in a minute.
OK.
But I also remember you tweeting when I left Good Morning Britain, a series of tweets calling me a racist, including enjoying how folks keep getting Piers Morgan together for his racist tirades against Meghan Markle on Good Morning Britain. I was just curious, could you remember a single racist thing that I said about her, or have ever said about her?
Wait for it.
Well, thank you for having me on, Piers. I was surprised when I found out I would be on your show.
We're an uncensored show, Ernest. We take all types on here.
Well, all types. Well, there you go. But I think really a lot of it just seemed to be biased. I think that you was really just harsh on you know, the Duchess of Sussex. And I think there was a little bit of bias in the way that you had really gone after her.
Yeah, but Ernest, to be clear,
you know,
I didn't ask you about that. I just said, what were the racist tirades?
You better answer the fucking question.
What racist thing have I ever said about Meghan Markle? I'm curious. You tweeted quite a few times that I was a racist. I'm just curious, what was the racism?
No, I said your remarks. I said your remarks was racist. I didn't say verbatim.
What were the remarks that were racist?
You can do it. I think that it's biased. I think that you had a sense of bias of how you were speaking about her and how you was really being insensitive to her mental health and how you were denying a lot of her concerns.
Being biased or sceptical of some of her claims is not the same as being racist.
Are you serious?
What was the thing I said that was racist?
No, I never. Hold on. Do you want the person of color to speak, or do you want to just talk over me?
Nothing to do with your skin colour, Ernest. Sorry, nothing to do with your skin colour. I don't care if you're black or white or anything else.
I
just want you to try and tell me, given you tweeted to your many followers repeatedly.
Are you going to let me talk?
By the way,
repeatedly,
you did this repeatedly. You have called me a racist repeatedly. For racist things I've said about Meghan Markle.
I said you made racist remarks. I did not call you a racist.
To stand by what you tweeted. What was it I said about Meghan Markle?
I am. Would you let me talk?
Ever that's been racist?
Stop it.
Are you going to let me talk, or are you just going to overtalk me?
Just answer the question. Stop asking different questions.
That's microaggression. You're asking a black person to explain how what you did could be perceived as racist, and rather than let me finish talking, you're over-talking me and being highly defensive.
Am I being racist
so I feel
again,
like a hit dog is hollering right now.
Am I being racist again?
You're being dismissive. Can I actually talk? Or
Maybe because you're not answering the question,
what's the point of you on the show? Okay, so can I answer the question?
Yes,
here?
Nice.
Can, please do.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So your targeting of Meghan Markle's mental health, gaslighting her specifically, calling to question the legitimacy of her claims about the royal family being racist, you dismissing those claims, you consistently having a sense of badgering her and targeting her, it's felt like on my end that there was some racial bias there. Now, you may feel like it's not. Maybe it's sexism. Maybe it's misogynoir. Maybe it's a combination of both her gender and her race.
No, God, please!
But it was perceived by thousands of people. 57,000 people had called Good Morning Britain about some of your behavior.
No, you see, you've got to be very careful, Ernest.
Mischaracterizing the situation on Fox.
Ernest.
Stop it.
You act like it's just Meghan Markle, but it wasn't just Meghan Markle. It was other people who had concerns.
You do have to be careful when you spew more lies, unfortunately, because 57,000 people...
Weren't you not spewing lies?
I'm about to explain
News?
what you just said was wrong.
Are you serious?
A lie. 57,000...
Or you're going to give your interpretation.
If you're going to let me answer the question, 57,000...
Go ahead, Piers.
Ernest, 57,000 people complained to Ofcom, the TV regulator. And guess what?
Correct.
5 months later, every one of the complaints was thrown out, and Ofcom found in my favour to have my right to free speech and freedom of expression. Woo! But I come back to my initial point about you. You repeatedly tweeted to many people that I'm a racist, and I'm simply asking you to name one single comment.
Stop it. Get some help.
Ernest, one single comment I've ever made.
Between racist comments?
So, did I say a racist tirade? What was it?
I felt like your attacking of Meghan Markle was racially biased.
Oh, you felt like
I believe
you felt like it was your feeling.
I felt that way.
It was your feeling that I'm a racist, was it?
I felt like what you did was racially insensitive. I never said verbatim on Twitter that you were a racist. I said you made racist
actually,
remarks.
you just said,
you went on a
enjoying
racist
how folks
tirade.
keep getting
And
Piers
there's a
Morgan
difference.
together for his racist tirades. We're actually looking at your
Yes.
tweet now, Ernest, and there were plenty more. In fact, while I'm talking to you, we'll dig the others out. Let's go and dig them out, folks. Here's my point, Ernest.
Wait for it.
The reason that people think that I may have had a racist connotation to my criticism of Meghan Markle is because people like you, high-profile black people in America, kept saying that without any evidence.
Get some help.
And now I've got you on
So
my
you-
show,
so you're blaming,
I'm finally able to
black
ask you,
people for
why
other
did you
people
tell
felt that way
lies about
you?
me?
You're blaming the black guy?
I'm not blaming the black guy. I'm blaming you as a high-profile black man for claiming wrongly
Well,
and
yeah, you said
defensively
you're blaming the
that I
black
was
guy.
Surprise, motherfucker.
blaming
racist
me as
in
a
my
high-profile black
motivation
person for what
towards
you
my
did.
criticism of Meghan Markle, which, to be clear, my criticism of her and Prince Harry is I think they both tell lies. They both recently said they didn't mean to call the royal family racist.
Are you serious?
When
But
we
you
heard them
made
say
comments
it
about
with their
Meghan
own
Markle
mouths
that was
on
far
national
more-
television.
far
So
more
my point
atrocious
to
than
you,
what you
Ernest,
made
is
of
you can
Harry.
say these things. You can say these things on Twitter, but when you're actually
You
held
said
to
the things
account
you said
for
about
them,
Meghan Markle,
you
and look at the
you don't
the
have
impact
any
that had on her
evidence
mental
to
health.
support
You
what
have
you're
a bigger
saying.
platform than me, and you've attacked Meghan Markle, and it's impacted her mental health. And I feel like someone like me, as a black person, defending her as an innocent black woman in that situation, I felt like I was standing up for her. You need to be accountable for your impact and your power.
Oh, I
You have a
stand by
big
everything I
platform,
said.
You have a big influence, and you're trying to play a victim.
I stand
in
by-
what you
oh,
did
I'm
to
not a
Meghan
victim.
Markle, and it was disrespectful.
No, Ernest, I'm not a victim and I'm not a
Are you a
racist.
victim? Are you a victim, Piers?
Ernest, I'm not a victim and I'm not a racist.
Are you serious?
I'm somebody who listened
never
to
called
that.
you racist. I said you
listened
made
to the
racist remarks.
Oprah Winfrey. Just let me finish speaking. I listened to the Oprah Winfrey show. I watched it, and I identified immediately a number of lies. And I said that on air the next morning. Other guests disagreed with me, and you were delighted about the way they came after me, and that's fine. But then you said I was racist repeatedly. That my criticism
other comments-
was racially
Piers, hold on,
racially
Piers.
motivated.
You're being intellectually dishonest. You did not just say she was a liar. You questioned other aspects of her mental health.
No,
You
I said I
questioned
didn't
other
believe them.
aspects of it as offensive. Repeat what you said.
I said I didn't.
Repeat what you said.
I said I didn't believe her.
Stop it.
Why?
Because there is no evidence to support the claims that she made. She said she went to a
So
senior member.
her
I'm
expressing
about
what
to tell
happened
you,
to her, how she
Ernest.
felt, was no evidence?
Ernest, I'm about to tell you what I said.
Okay.
She said she went to a senior member of Buckingham Palace staff and said she was feeling suicidal, and that member of staff said she couldn't get help. That story doesn't reappear in Harry's 415-page book.
Are you serious?
And has never been substantiated by anybody else, nor has it been repeated by
You
Meghan
didn't know
Markle.
that when you
so
said
I'm
that.
afraid.
Though, but you did not know that when you said
Sorry,
that.
I didn't believe it. It didn't sound true. And by the way,
But why?
I'm allowed.
But why you didn't believe it?
Ernest,
You better answer the fucking question.
Why?
Ernest,
You're allowed to. So
I'm
you're allowed to believe that
Ernest,
she's lying, and I
I'm
can believe
allowed
that what
to
you said was
disbelieve
racially
her.
biased.
I'm allowed to disbelieve.
And I'm allowed to believe
I'm allowed
that
to
what you
disbelieve
said
Prince
was
Harry,
racially biased.
and I'm also allowed to disbelieve you when you call me a racist
Stop it.
because it's wrong, and you shouldn't do it.
I said that you made racist remarks. I did not call you racist, Piers. You're trying to make yourself a martyr in a situation that you started. You didn't have to go disrespectful below the belt with Meghan. You chose to do that. And
I
now
chose
you're
to,
mad
I
because
chose
other
to
people disagree
criticise
with
her
you.
for what I thought was a disgusting attack on the British royal family.
You
Yeah,
made
I did.
ad hominem attacks against her character. You assassinated her character before the British press. And you know how the
And
tabloids
by the
have
way,
been towards
I've
her.
been
Why are you running?
just as
You
scathing-
understood what you were doing.
I've been just as scathing, if not more so, against Prince Harry, who I actually think is more to blame.
Didn't you? I want to know if this is true. Riddle me this. Wasn't there a point in time where at least you tried to pursue a relationship with her? You all had
Absolute
history
nonsense.
before all of this happened.
No, absolute nonsense.
that was
another
nonsense?
lie. It's another lie. I met her once in my
Okay.
life.
Okay.
Okay, what do you mean, okay? We found more tweets while we were
I
talking
just
to you
asked.
of you calling me a British media racist darling. What does that mean, Ernest? What does that mean?
It means that you have recently chosen, lately in your career, for whatever reason,
Wait for it.
you went the road of basically baiting into a lot of the biased coverage of Meghan Markle.
Absolutely.
And a lot of it has
You see,
been
this
racist
is the problem,
attacks. A lot of it
Ernest.
has been targeted towards her in a biased way. And come on, can you admit that the coverage around Meghan Markle has been racially biased? Can you
Get some help.
admit that?
Absolutely not.
Not talking about your work,
No, I think
but
it's
in
good.
general.
I think it's another load of absolute hogwash. Nonsense.
So you're dismissing the role of race in all of this. You don't think none of this has a role
I'm
in
saying
any
the
of the coverage
British
she's been getting?
media, the British media has never been racist about
Are you serious?
Meghan Markle. And it
Okay,
never-
that's just a lie.
And it's
we're
not a lie.
going to agree to disagree.
It's not
we're
a lie.
Gonna
It's
agree
a
to
fact.
disagree.
It's a fact.
No, it's not.
What is a lie?
No, it's not.
What is a lie, Ernest, is you telling people repeatedly, I'm a racist, and then you can't produce any evidence other than
I
it's your
said
feeling.
you made a racist tirade.
Yeah.
And you're offended, but here's the thing:
not
you're
offended.
blaming me for the criticism.
I'm not offended,
You said
Ernest.
you're
I'm
blaming
just
me as a
calling out-
high influential black
I'm
person,
calling
a black
out your
American,
lies. And by the
for
way, it
why
has
people are
nothing
questioning you.
again-
You're blaming me for your criticism.
It has
Stop it.
nothing to do with your skin colour, Ernest. I don't care.
But you
I
literally
care
said
when
you said I was
lie.
a black influential person. You named my race. You said you're a black influential person, and that's why
Yes.
people thought that way.
I think when
so why
high
did you bring
profile,
my race into it?
I think when high-profile black people like you
Wait for it.
go public on Twitter.
Okay,
and-
high-profile
Sorry,
black people
go-
like me.
like
Go
you,
ahead.
go public on Twitter and call me a racist. People
Like you went public on Meghan Markle. Continue.
People believe it.
Are you serious?
And you know what? It's a
And people
sickening
believe what you said
lie.
about Meghan Markle, or no?
It's a lie. Anyway, we've got to leave it there, and it's been lovely catching up with you. Well, Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are not working royals. They've made that repeatedly and screamingly clear to anyone who wants to hear it.
Wait for it.
Podcasters, authors, influencers, jam sellers, sure. But they left us in no doubt when they left Britain and the royal family that their royal duties were done. No more flower shows on a wet Wednesday in Stoke. So
That doesn't make sense.
it came as something of a surprise to many of us this week when the formerly royal couple landed in Nigeria in Africa to embark on what looked, sounded and felt very much like a normal official royal tour. In fact, it ticked every single box on the royal tour clipboard. It was a lavish welcome ceremony, festooned in traditional decorations and attended by glad-handing local dignitaries. There were
What do you mean by that?
photo opportunities at local schools and warm handshakes with beaming children. There was a visit to the state governor house with speeches and tributes from officials. This was certainly no holiday, nor was it a private visit. It was a renegade royal operation in full swing and a booming look at what you could have won message to their ailing family in Windsor.
Look at this.
Meghan even revealed that she is Nigerian after taking a DNA test. But as she explained to audiences in her typically humble and self-effacing style, the clues were there all along.
Are you serious?
And what has been echoed so much, really, in the past day by men and women alike is, oh, we weren't surprised when we found out that you were Nigerian. Oh, no.
Stop it.
And I say that mostly as a compliment to all of you, because what they define as a Nigerian woman is brave, resilient, courageous, proud.
Humbling. That is the word you'd associate with her, isn't it? Well, Harry and Meghan knew exactly what they were doing, of course, and I'm sorry, I'm very cynical about it. In the build-up to their wedding, commentators heralded the boundary-breaking power of the newly biracial monarchy. That fact has been lost in the onslaught of race baiting the couple have unleashed ever since. But I know it's true because I wrote that myself on the day of the wedding. The actual royal family, meanwhile, has an increasingly fraught relationship with the former colonial nations, not helped by the brazen and discredited accusations of racism flowing from the Sussexes themselves. Prince William and Princess Catherine were pilloried for perceived missteps on a tour of Jamaica, where they shook hands with locals through a chain-link fence. The royals are met with ill-conceived demands for reparations and apologies for ancestral sins on every royal tour these days, culminating in King Charles saying this in a speech in Rwanda.
Wait for it.
It seems to me that there are lessons in this for our Commonwealth family. For while we strive together for peace, prosperity, and democracy, I want to acknowledge that the roots of our contemporary association run deep into the most painful period of our history. I cannot describe the depths of my personal sorrow at the suffering of so many. as I continue to deepen my own understanding of slavery's enduring impact.
How? Hold on, bro.
Important to remember that it was Britain, of course, who began the end of slavery. Never gets mentioned in any of these debates. But they knew the context of Sussex. If there's one thing we learned about Harry and Meghan's family trashing, money-grabbing strategies since they quit the UK and the royal duty, is that they don't do anything by accident. Every frame of this trip was storyboarded for maximum impact. Clearly the lucrative deals that fund their lavish Californian lifestyle
He's serious.
might be running a little dry. Rebooting this rent-a-royal racket is a profitable way of rekindling interest in their fading brand. Some commentators are even speculating that Meghan fancies herself as a future American president.
How?
And to be fair, the campaign slogans, well, they write themselves. Make America hate again, build back bitter, or maybe just lock her up. Well, join me to discuss all this, author and historian Tessa Dunlop, Laura Paula Rowan Adrian, royal editor Sarah Houston, and from Los Angeles, the royal commentator and the host of Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered, Kinsey Schofield. Welcome to all of you. All right, Sarah, let's start with you. I mean, I watched this stuff there on a peripheral level, perfectly successful trip. I'm sure they're thrilled. The real concern is that we now have two royal families.
How? Hold on, bro.
We have the official royal family, who represent the monarchy, and we have these two now pretending that they are another official arm of the royal family. There ain't room for two, is there?
Well, what's marked about this, I've spent many a week and month covering royal tours, and this does look and feel like a royal tour. It had
You serious?
all of the ingredients there. The difference being they weren't acting on the behest of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. They were invited by the Nigerian Chief of the Defence Staff.
What do you mean by that?
I don't have a massive problem with them going out to Nigeria to work around the Invictus Games. And actually, what Harry